Hey, welcome back to Gaijin TV. We got a cool one for you this afternoon. We have an interview with an author out of Arizona, USA, a guy who wrote a book called Black and Yellow Fever, all about the crazy antics at the Japanese baseball parks. So if you're up for some baseball, check this out.
Fuck, that's so annoying. All right, I'm there. Phew. Technology, oh my God. It'll drive you nuts. Looks like I'm a little, I don't know, does that scare you too much? I wonder if the lighting here.
No, I like your Hanshin apparel.
Yeah, this is what I used to wear to games, if you can believe that.
How did it become Hanshin? We're just local.
No, so are we recording yet or just this
Yeah.
is off? Yeah. So what happened was I just went on vacation to Japan, and I got bored of all the temples and castles and stuff. And I told my mom and my sister, I said, "The heck with you guys, I'm going to a baseball game." And they're like,
Oh.
"You go to a baseball game in America?" I said, "Well, I don't care." So I end up, to make a long story short, I just went by myself. And this guy who spoke kind of broken English, which, no one talked to me all day, so I was pretty happy. Kind of befriended me, said that I should sit with him, and he'd supply me with young girls, all the alcohol I can drink, snacks, and I was like, this guy's sketchy, but I hung with him, and he was legit. And
the Japanese stadiums, if you go in with a beer, in America they say no, you can't take beer in. You got to spend $10 a pint, but they'll pour it in a cup for you and let you go through. I was like, oh, thank you. Maybe I'll get a couple in.
Well, if you could believe this, back then, that rule didn't even exist. You could just bring entire ice chests in.
Oh, I heard that in your last interview.
Oh, yeah, we had 2 ice chests. Everyone carried it up the steep steps, and
Cooler.
yeah, it was amazing. And things have tightened up a bit lately, but still, you carry a bunch of beer in. Are you in Kansai?
We're in Nishinomiya, so we're Koshian. Yeah,
You're right there.
Home place of Koshian.
Yeah, so at Koshian, you carry a bunch of bags with beer in it, and the guards will say, "Do you have any cans or bottles?" You're like, well, "Of course not." They're like, "Go ahead." But Tokyo, they'll check you.
And the atmosphere at the ballpark here is a little different. Can you go into some of that from your memory?
Well, yeah, that's why I became a Hanshin fan. I met this guy in 2000. I went back home to America. Okay, been there, done that. Never go back to Japan again. But then I got the bug, and I said, what the hell? Moved to Japan for a year, but I got put in Gunma. 500.
That was the jet program, yeah.
Yeah, but that's my first choice was Osaka, second choice Kobe, third choice Yokohama. I get put in Gunma, but I went back, visited the guys. They were so surprised I showed up again, a year later, and the guy ended up being the best man at my wedding,
Nice. And you met your girl here, obviously.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we text each other 3-4 times a week, so.
Awesome. And now, I was telling this to our mutual friend Nathaniel that there was a world survey done, and they said, who makes the best dads and husbands? Turns out it's Kiwis. New Zealand men are solid dudes. And I said, who makes the best wives and mothers? Turns out it's Japanese. Now,
I didn't hear that.
But you picked wisely, man.
I have heard that. I read that somewhere. I showed it to my wife. She was like, "Of course, that's not a surprise."
Yeah. Live up to it. How old are the children? Or if you don't want to talk about your kids, that's cool too.
Oh, no. Well, one turned 10 tonight. The other one's 11. She's going to turn 12 next month.
That's exactly us too. Ours are like 11 and 9.
Oh, wow, yeah.
A few similarities. So I wanted to ask you, my joke was, did you ever at any point fear for your life while you were at the ballpark? Like they get
yeah. 2 times. We had some. Are you from New Zealand?
No, Canada.
Oh, you're from Canada. Okay.
I got
Yeah.
the shirt back here,
Oh,
James.
okay. Is that Canucks or Winnipeg Jets or?
It's actually, my girl got it for me. I'm flying her colors now.
Oh, Japan.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I got my flag up too. So,
Right on.
wow, that's cool. I've never seen a Japanese hockey jersey.
It's actually the it's got the tie down, so in case you can't get in a fight, yeah.
That's good. They can't grab you.
Unfortunately, it's kind of half and half. You can't play, you usually play lights or darks in hockey, but this is quite kind of somewhere in between. Do you play baseball, man? Are you a baller?
I used to. I played all, from like age 7 through about 16, but
An American kid?
yeah, but I just baseball team at my high school was really strong, so I rode the bench for a while. I was like, I'm a little better at basketball. There's only 12 guys, so I'll have a chance to play more. And but I still go hit balls all the time at the batting cages. But yeah, as far as your question about fear for my life, I didn't fear for my life, but a couple times we got in some big brawls with Giant fans in the stands, and my friends got hauled away and thrown into there's a pen they keep people underneath the.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's like a cage. It's not a cell. It's like a cage. They put them in there.
The brawlers, just cool out, boys.
They keep them in there until the end of the game, or if they can convince them. But twice we got into massive brawls with Giants people. Couple times we got into massive brawls with other Tigers fans.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's the rivalry is the Tokyo and Hanshin is what, like the Yankees and Bo Sox of Japan?
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be like Maple Leafs and Canadians or something.
And the Montreal, that's right.
There you go.
What are your recollections of life in Japan? Actually, I should ask you about your book. And congratulations on writing a book.
Yeah, the book. Yeah, here's the book.
And how can we get it?
Just amazon.com.co.jp or Canada, Australia, US.
Good. How's sales going?
When it first came out in mid-July, it really ripped and rolled because I was advertising a lot on Facebook and Instagram and stuff, but slowed down a bit. I'm still selling a couple a day, which is, God, that'd be 60, 70 books a month. It's kind of better than I expected.
Good for you, man. Well, this is kind of the thing about Gaijin TV, my YouTube station. We want to talk about all the things that are Japanese, but through the foreigners' slant.
Right. Yeah. Japan, what I miss, obviously the food.
Yeah.
I mean, we can find pretty good Japanese food here, but just not the same. Of course, I miss like bars staying up until 5 a.m. That's pretty good.
And you're safe, right? You're safe. You could be naked in Osaka, drunk out of your gourd, and you'd be fine. Right?
Yeah. Walk, ride the train, Daiko, shot, whatever. Yeah, those things are good. And I don't miss the working culture because it was pretty intense. But I miss cultural differences. Every day was an adventure at work or with my friends. And
I have another bit about that. As life in Japan is marvelous. It's actually the best country in the world. But if you're Japanese, it sucks. You're just gonna work the whole time. But it is safe and it's clean. It's beautiful. The honest people. I absolutely love it. Got a lot going on. I think again, this is to the channel. I want to take the lessons of Japan and give them out to the world. It's like, this is how this is how they clean up. This is how they roll. Be it the highways, the schools, the hospitals.
Yeah.
To me, that's a good way to go.
I agree with you 100%. I mean, the people are fit. The ladies dress well, the men dress well. people are generally polite. They care about each other,
I heard
you know,
about this.
in general.
It's a car culture in our countries, but here it's a more of a mass transit culture, right? So you got to get your hair combed and wear clothes instead of pajamas to go on the trains and buses here, which are
Yeah.
neat as a pin, clean as a whistle. It's astounding and right on time, right? It's like,
Oh, that's true. That yeah, I've kept with that. Everyone thinks I'm crazy here in America. They're like, why are you here early? Why are you mad at me because I'm late? I'm like, sorry.
yeah,
I have PTSD about being on time forever.
color people time. This is Japanese people time, which means 10 minutes early.
Yeah, everyone's so shocked that I'm always earlier on time, and then I'm like, you guys are late. They're like, well, it's only 3 minutes. I was like, oh, it's late.
And yeah, excuses are like a-holes, right? Everybody's got one. Yeah, oh, there
Yeah,
was traffic or my alarm clock. The excuses. Here, it's accountability, man. If you're late, don't come.
I agree. I agree. I still got to stuck. You took the boy out of Japan, but you can't take Japan out of the boy. So
So it's good lessons learned. Koshien, back to the stadium over here, they just had the high school baseball tournament?
maybe that's better without the glasses. Oh yeah, I've been following it.
Did you see it? It's free to go for those high school games, yeah?
Maybe this year. Usually it's like 10, cent in or something, but
Okay. Well, they just had
that's
their
nice.
last year, the 100th year anniversary. It might be of interest to some of your baseball freaks. Did you notice when the boys lost, they would open their bag and stuff the dirt from Koshien.
Oh yeah,
So that dirt comes from one of the prefectures up north of here, Totori, where those dunes
yeah.
are. So it's a rich, deep, dark brown. And when they get back to their home diamonds, they'll empty it out as kind of a blessing on their home turf.
Yeah.
They're crying and dirt running down
Oh,
their.
I know. Yeah, I read about that. I got a brochure. Actually, the first time I went to Koshien, there was no English anywhere.
Yeah.
And then I've gone back about 3-4 years in a row, and I got this brochure that was written in English, and it was good English. I couldn't believe it. And it talked all about the dirt. I was like, well, would have been good to know 15 years ago.
And
But yeah, it talked all about
absolutely
that.
getting better for that. Even in some of the bigger stations, they'll have English speaking, not security, but train workers, and they'll say, "Can I help you get your tickets?" Because you know how it is.
Wow.
There's 4 million stations, and you're like, "You are."
Right.
And good luck.
Wow, that is great. Where I lived in Gunma is still kind of they still stare at you like, oh no, here
Oh,
comes.
yeah, you get that.
Yeah.
Your wife come back to Japan on occasion?
Oh, every year, yeah, except this year.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Oh, yeah, yeah. It's been Corona, eh?
Yeah, they put the kids in Japanese school in Gunma, and
Excellent.
2 months they dress up, wear their backpacks, and walk to school, and yeah, they practice their Japanese, and yeah, they got to take all the homework, do all the tests just like a regular kid. So
Do you come with or on?
I come for like 2 weeks at the end and pick them up and take them back, and of course come to Kochien and watch a few games or go to some games in Tokyo. But yeah, I got it. One when I left my crew of cheering guys, Oendan, they said there's 2 rules. One rule is we'll let you leave to go to America, but you got to follow 2 rules. One rule is when you go to any game in America, you got to wear this jersey,
There you go.
regardless of what team's playing, and you got to take a picture and send it to us.
All right.
And then every time you go to Japan, you have to come visit us. So, or we'll kick you out. we'll blackball you. I mean, it's kind of tongue in cheek, but it might not be.
No, they just try to keep that thread alive. That's fantastic. You do that for them. I mean,
Yeah.
baseball fans are like that, right? And do you have your noisemakers with you, James?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, I got that. Why they're called megaphones? Why I don't know because you don't actually use them. But yeah,
Okay. So that's the
Lots of
female.
cheers. You
Lucky.
know.
Can you show us the characters, dude?
These guys, it's Toraki.
Yeah, Lucky and Todaki, right? The female.
Yeah, Toraki's the guy.
Oh, is it? Sorry.
Is Toda Tiger and Lucky Toraki, but the girl, I forgot what her name is.
I forget too. But one time we sat behind a particularly angry middle-aged woman, and she was just banging the hell out of those things.
Oh yeah.
We had to move. What's
Yeah.
that? It's the ALPS, right? That one section of Koshien.
Yeah. That's a funny thing is again, my friends, they hate the people that sit in the Alps. They hate the people that sit in the right field. They hate the people that sit in the reserve seats. I have never sat anywhere but in the left seats. And I went to games for 13 years. I was like, why don't we go sit in the right stands? They're like, right stand? That's for losers.
Losers.
Yeah, I was like, how about Alps? It's closer to home plate. We can see what's going on there. Like, you can go there, but we're not going to go. That's where we sat when we were kids. That's the wimpy section, you know.
Yeah.
I know. I'm like, I want to sit in different parts of the stadium. And they're like, so one time I have this friend. He was a baseball coach at my high school in Guma, and he does broadcasting for Asahi Sports.
Okay.
And he talked to a guy that works for Asahi Terebi, and he got me reserved seats right behind home plate.
Nice.
Yeah, for a Giants. Yeah, 4 tickets, free tickets. They were worth like 7,000, 8,000 yen each.
Yeah.
I went and got them. I went in the press box. I went all around. I was like, guys, we got reserved seats. I got 3 extra seats. You want to come? They're like, no.
Hey.
I was like, you're crazy. So one guy came and sat with me for an inning. He's like, it's boring here. I'm going to go back to the left field.
What are you talking about, man?
I know. So for 3 innings, I sat there by myself, took some pictures, and then I left. And then I had to go buy another ticket to get into the left field for 1,500 yen.
Yeah, I had some good tickets once down there from my father-in-law, Haruko's dad. He got us these tickets, and with my buddy, and the further we go down, he goes, his smile's getting wider and wider.
Yeah.
Boy, these are good tickets.
Well, I'll take you next time.
Good. Yeah, I'm in. One about the polite attitude of the Japanese here. We're at the Koshien high school baseball, and I'm with my kid, and she's only 2 or 3 at the time. It's a hot day. I don't want to talk to you about hot because you're from Zona.
Oh my God, yeah.
But I noticed there's an old guy, and he's got one of the Uchiwas, but he's not himself. He's trying to keep the kid cool, my child, behind him. I was like, that is so sweet, man. What a nice, just the level of manners here in Japan is like polite to the kitchen sink. You heard of the kami-sama as the gods, right?
Oh yeah.
You know the toire kami-sama?
I haven't heard that one.
It's the toilet god. And if the legend says, if for the housewives, if you keep your sinks and your water areas clean, you'll be blessed with a beautiful child.
Oh my God!
That's that's like waterborne disease. No.
Itadakimasu. Thank you for letting me eat you. The fish or whatever, the rice. But I haven't heard of the toilet one.
There was at one point that this is the high school baseball. I was at a high school teaching, and if I walk out there to check on the kids, every one of them stops. They're like the dogs. Stops, turns to you, oboshio, and I'm like, what? Just continue practicing. I'm walking off the pitch afterwards. They stop, turn around, oboshio. I'm like, what are you bowing to? The field, Michael Sensei. The field? You're bowing to the field. Yeah.
No spitting, no.
No.
Yeah, that's funny. I used to be the assistant basketball coach at my school after JET. I got a full-time job as a Japanese teacher's license. It sounds nice. The pay was good, but the responsibility was insane. So sometimes we'd have basketball tournaments on the weekends. Especially on like long 3-day weekends or Golden Week. They always threw like a 3-day basketball tournament right into your vacation. But we won the tournament one time, And I was like, guys, this is awesome, you know, the trophy, you know, all this stuff. And they're like, I was like, you know, let's celebrate. And they're like, oh no, we have to clean the toilets. This is our job today. I was like, the championship team's got to clean the toilets. They're like, it's our responsibility. This is education. It's not about sports. I was like, come on. Imagine some, you know, Wayne Gretzky in the juniors tournament wins the championship for, you know, wherever he's from, Ontario. We got to go clean the urinals now before we go home.
One time we're on the Shinkansen, the officer rushes by us, stops dead in his tracks, goes back and cleans the side of the urinal. And then he goes and does his duties. And my wife goes, Michael, that was the conductor. That was the top guy on the street.
Right.
And this guy's, in my country, is like, oh, I don't think so.
The
One more about the basketball, James. The basketball league here is called the BJ League.
BJ, I know. I went to some games.
This is the lost in translation aspect of it. So they changed it. They said, we're not going to call it the BJ League. I was like, what are you going to call it? We're going to call it the B League. You want to see the B League, man? Like, what is that?
Yeah, when I was there, it was the BJ League. Yeah.
BJ League. Nice.
I should have bought a T-shirt. I would be worth a lot of money.
Listen, I don't want to keep you all afternoon. I want you to plug your book again so we can know where to buy that. And good job.
Yeah. Yellow and Black Fever, Life, Love, and Baseball in the Land of the Rising Sun. It's part 1 of 2. I'm working on part 2 now.
Oh, good.
But this basically covers my life for year 2000 to 2004 as a lonely English teacher, assistant English teacher in Gunma. That, you know, but I find my friends in the baseball stadium. I find some nice ladies to keep me warm at night.
Would you encourage young people to come give Japan a whirl for a year or two?
Highly recommend it.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, Jet's probably the best pay and the most best stability, but you know, I know there's not as many spots as there usually are. I'd still recommend it if you have the will to survive and learn a new culture and be humble and keep your mouth shut.
Yep.
And learn the Japanese ways. You'll survive.
Except,
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was getting pissed off about it because I was in a bar with my boy, and I'm like, man, we have an expression called bend the rules. And he's like, no, my kiddo. It's like a Japanese steel. You can't bend the rule.
Yeah, that's the thing is, the people I worked with in Gunma and my friends in Gunma, they were all about not breaking the rules. But when I go to Osaka to these baseball games, my friends were so annoyed with Japanese life and the strictness of their jobs and their families. When they got in the baseball team, they all decided to break all the rules. And I was like, these guys are like, you know, Canadians or Americans. It says no cans, no bottles. They drink a can and a bottle right in front of the security guard. And the security guard's like, no can or bottle. It's like, so what? And they're like, no smoking. And they're like, blowing smoke right in the guy's face. He's like, no smoking, no smoking. He's like, okay. And then he throws it away. And then, you know, and it just went on and on. You know, it's just constant breaking rules, constant fighting, fighting each other.
Hopefully not end up in the fighting pen underneath the stadium there.
I didn't get in there, but I was lucky not to. It's not one of my goals.
Throwing them?
But many of my friends were thrown in there in the Tokyo Dome or Koshian, but they let you out. So,
well, it's been great to talk to you, James. And next time you're in Japan, please look us up. We'll go down to the stadium and pop a few.
Yeah, I'd love to. Good luck with your channel. I watched some of the videos. I thought they were awesome. So, you know, keep up the good work. That's the reason I wrote the book, was to tell people that Japan's awesome and it's fun. And
offer.
It's a challenge, but it's well worth it. And whether you just go on vacation or live there, you know, dive into the culture, dive into the food, the beer, the sports, everything, and it'll change your life.
I met 2 gay guys hanging out in Tokyo, and they're like, I'm totally taking this bowing thing back to Aussie. This is just some good luck with that.
It's good now with the COVID. I bout everyone now.
Oh yeah, we got to get over this COVID nonsense. All right. Thanks
I agree.
again, James. And when the next one comes out, I hope to interview you again.
Sure.
All right, man.
Anytime. All right, Michael.
Right. Peace, Arizona. Ciao.
Wait,
Oh yeah, we're buying it.
and cheer for the Hanshin Tigers. Yay.
Go Hanshin.
Woo.
All right, dude. Thanks again.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, ciao, ciao.